Yo, you tuning into the Notion Podcast. This your boy Dizzy D Spill here with my co-host in the building,
Jelani Evans.
It's Poe here.
Yeah, hurry up and unravel your headphones. See, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on. What's going on is I gave Poe a time. You rapped him, bro. I gave Poe a time. You know what I'm saying? But this is what he do. You know, we got to wait for him to unravel the headphones. You know what I'm saying? We could probably go through every season that's on Jelani's shirt right now. He still won't be ready. You got the right outlet? Go ahead, bro. So, look, wow. Wow. My man got a case of the Sundays. Wow. Go ahead. There you go.
How's everybody doing? How you doing, Spill?
Yo.
How you doing, Spill?
I'm good. I'm good. You good?
I'm blessed, bro.
You blessed?
Yeah, man.
Your mic ain't on? You sure?
I'm sure, positive.
Or is your headphones not working?
Now my headphones weren't up. What's up, people? How y'all doing?
Oh wow! See, wow, this is the type of party we finna have.
What's up, world?
We got about 40 to 50 minutes of this shit. Get you a sip, man. Let's get the nerves back. So you know what? Let me ask you real quick. So why don't you make your own smoothies, man? Don't say what brand you got it from either.
I do.
You do?
Yeah. That's not yours.
So you actually freeze the fruit and vegetables and then just make them smooth.
I'm confused. Do y'all niggas not eat out?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, not really.
I mean, but you do from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Okay, so is that okay if I do
No,
that?
I just didn't. I've never seen.
No, not for you, because you a farmer. You organic. You supposed to be growing everything.
Yeah, it's overalls and straw hats.
I don't farm, bro.
I know, but
I'm actually curious because I never seen smoothies. I've seen you show other stuff, but I never seen smoothies.
I mean, it's Jamba Juice, my nigga.
Well, you just said the name, bro. All right, yo, we gonna tune in until next week.
John.
Stop, bro. Just stop.
What's wrong with him? And his mic and headphones, everything is off,
bro.
Everything is off.
Everything
is off, man.
Yo,
Put your phone away.
I'm making sure everything is all good. Bro.
Yeah, I bet.
Making sure that
he was late, so
there's
now he has to take the time to do this.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? No.
It's crazy how you told him a certain time and then gave him another half hour to get here, and he showed up late.
He said, "Let me show y'all what I do."
I figured I could.
The line was like, you know what? All right, same thing happened to me. That's why I pushed the time back because I went to Best Buy and I didn't get no customer service help for like 15 minutes.
Dog, I really would have been.
But I still got here on time though. So
I went to Home Depot.
What'd you get from there? You got some flowers?
Their wood cutter wasn't working.
Why didn't you just get a saw? I bought one yesterday.
I didn't want a hand saw.
I got a saw here. Why?
I mean,
then buy it.
Want to buy
it?
My nigga. I was there to use their wood. I didn't have the time to do that.
Oh, okay. I just thought you was like hands-on with stuff, a farmer and whatnot.
I'm going to buy one, but that wasn't the plan.
So that callus is from not moisturizing. You ain't really out there in the field. Got you.
Yo, what's up, people? How y'all doing? I'm here all week.
Wait. So take your time getting here.
Yo,
it's consistent though.
So I'm gonna go around the table real quick. But I guess we can all chime in on it. But it's mainly directed at Jelani. How do you feel about the building the relationship again with Vanessa Bryant and Nike with Kobe's brand? Do you feel like that was a good move? Do you feel like we gonna see anything different? Do you think it's gonna be the same drama?
What do you mean by same drama?
Well, I know the issue is when Kobe passed. It was really, really hard to get your hands on any of his merchandise or stuff like that. And it seems like she was parting ways because she felt bad about the fans not being able to get access to certain things. The release of the special edition Kobe and Gigi sneakers, stuff like that. So I'm just wondering if you think that she actually went in firm like, yo, this is what needs to happen, or do you think that was just your own personal opinion? Because of course we don't really know all the facts.
Yeah, I have no clue. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like it was kind of dope to do that just based on the fact that it would continue on with his legacy that he built with Nike. You know what I'm saying? And just in that aspect, that's dope.
Okay.
We'll see more Kobe sneakers. That's dope. I feel like Nike has been doing some things to cut down on um, the advantage people have with bots and backdooring and things of that nature by how they're doing releases now. And they've actually shut down a lot of their contracts with a lot of boutiques and stores, and they're pulling stuff from stores and choosing to sell directly to the customer.
Okay.
Which in a lot of ways cut costs, but also can guarantee that a lot more people might actually get hands on.
Okay.
In certain cases. I also feel like in an instance, since it's been so much time since Kobe left us, the hype has died down somewhat.
Okay.
So outside of like extremely hyped colorways or collaborations, I feel like only the real diehards will really be looking to obtain Kobe's at a high rate, and I feel like their chances might be higher.
Okay.
No guarantees, though. You know what I'm saying?
Just speculation.
Yeah, 100%. So
for sure.
that's what you're hoping for. That's what you'll like to see. You'll like to see more people who were fans be able to get their hands on the shoes, get access to them, and ultimately, more people who just enjoy shoes instead of the resellers. But we'll see how it plays out.
I feel it. Yeah, I'm hoping. Me being a diehard fan, I'm hoping that there's some changes, and if I do decide to grab anything, which I'm fine not having anything because I haven't got anything in a while, it'd be nice to be able to say, all right, I want these or I want that, and I can get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's funny because it seems like the hype is dying down as as like just the rate at which the rate and the number, and what I mean by that, the rate at which shoes are being resold, and then the number as far as pricing, it seems to have dropped as far as reselling goes. And it's funny because there's been a couple releases that I myself have been looking at, and of course you try to get them for retail, that doesn't work. Excuse me. So then you look to the secondary market, you look to buy resale, and it's like the price started at like $350 on the day they drop, right? That like over that weekend, right? By Tuesday, you get a notification saying the price down to $280, $300, $280. Like, damn, that's quick, bro. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? The next thing you know, it's like, get your hands on it for $250, and I'm like, oh, word. And the next thing you know, it's $230, $220. You know what I'm saying? Now after the tax and everything,
sound like it's getting desperate.
Like it's $242. Well, the thing about it is this: I feel there are a couple of things coming into play. One, finances.
Oh yeah,
everybody
inflation
just ain't got the
and
money to just keep copping kicks every day, every other day, every week, because, like you say, with inflation, like people are spending more money to do the same things now. And so, with that being said, like people aren't getting raises.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Cost of living is going up, but people aren't getting raises. We still dealing with the same amount of money. So it's like
there's still a pandemic. Yeah.
So and then you think about what's going on overseas, it has an effect on what's going on stateside as well.
Yeah.
So the rate at which we would consume has dropped. On the same breath, those who are still hustling, reselling kicks and whatnot, they're still buying at the same rate, trying to make the same amount of money. Exactly. You see so if you're used to buying 15 and moving 15 and having people coming to you looking for more after you sold the 15, you continue to buy 15. Then if you buy 15 and you only moving 10, you're like, yo, I'm still sitting on 5. I got to get rid of these. I need, you know what I'm saying? So you drop the prices hoping for a better turnover rate because you want that money back to invest into more stock to move again. So things aren't moving the same way. So people are having to adjust. They're having to adapt. So prices are dropping. Them prices that you set high hoping for a sale, if you don't hit with a sale in that short window, then you got to drop your prices to compete, or you're going to be stuck with stuff.
Yep. I feel like that's what's going on just in retail, but period. But it's just like that part of the game. Woo.
And then, in certain aspects in different lanes, areas outside like shoes and whatnot, prices are going up, right? But then people, right, corporations, businesses aren't acquiring the same level of goods.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That their access to stuff because of distribution, shipping
Yeah.
issues, and whatever the case may be. So now they're acquiring a lower level of goods, but charging a higher price.
Yeah.
Like there's a restaurant I used to enjoy. I won't say the name, but it's like I went there recently, and it's like, yo, y'all not sourcing stuff fresh. This is frozen, and you can tell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you added a dollar to the price on it. Like
That's crazy that you could tell like when something is cooked like from when it's frozen. Like I know you probably can tell the difference having like growing your own food and making so when you go out and you taste something, if you do decide to go out in a restaurant or you do you can see how the quality is so much different, if not good quality at all.
I could tell that before I started gardening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been cooking. I've been using fresh ingredients and stuff like that for years.
Yeah, that's where it really hits. Like using fresh ingredients, just period.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't use canned green bean, like canned food and frozen vegetables and stuff. I haven't used that stuff in like forever.
Like, bro, I'm buying seafood day of and cooking it that evening type stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you eat something frozen, like.
And the length of time people cook things, especially like vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
If you cook it too long, if it's too dark, then you cooked it too long for me.
Yeah. It took me a minute. It took me to like really start getting good at cooking to realize, oh shit, there is a difference. You know what I'm saying?
None of your vegetables should be slimy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like none of them should. You know what I'm talking about. Though. Like when you overcook them or whatnot. It's like I'm a fan of asparagus, and it's like even when you cook asparagus, when it's done, it's still supposed to have a crunch to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you're still supposed to have.
That's when you like, pan fry it first, then you put the top on it so the steam could make it. Get that little al dente kind of tender. Same with like Brussels sprouts.
See, I be making mine, but they're still a technique.
I hated Brussels sprouts growing up because people used to boil
weren't done
them.
right.
No, people would boil them.
Yeah.
You cut them. I slice mine in half.
I slice mine in half.
Pan fry them on the flat side.
Me too.
And top them.
Yep.
Yeah, because
big difference.
Oh my god.
You use a little
big
sauce
difference.
And you drop the I can't think of it right now. To see, is it rosemary or the can't think right now. But you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Get fancy with it, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
The herbs.
Yeah, no, that matters. that matters if you go out to eat and the main course is cool, is good, and then you look at the like side and it's like mixed vegetable and it's just like a piece of cauliflower and like broccoli and
carrots.
Yeah, it's like,
and it was all boiled together.
Just a big boil.
Ew. Yeah, all right, so look, since we're on the topic of food, because I had this conversation with somebody, because it's like, you know, well, I don't know, I hit a lot of different cities, states, and whatnot, do a lot of traveling, and it's like, I have become disappointed with the food in California.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is like,
and that's embarrassing.
More and more I got out hitting different places and getting like real authentic food and hitting it was just like I would come back here and it's just like, yo, they have gentrified or put a twist on so much, or that's not their background.
Yeah.
So they don't have an understanding. Like I was looking for a po' boy yesterday and they're like, I looked and it was like corn fried shrimp. I was like, okay, that's a good start. And it was like lettuce, bacon, sharp cheddar, jalapeno aioli, and I'm like, whoa!
Listen,
that's a rich boy.
Because
a po' boy got arugula, pickles,
right?
Yeah,
maybe some lettuce.
Little bit. It's the bare minimum. I had the opportunity as a kid to travel around the states, so and then eating out with my parents was a little different because my pops liked eating out, so he had a little different palate. So we got to experience a lot of different cultural foods. But you go to like the first time I ever had a po' boy was in New Orleans.
Okay.
The first time, like
I understand that. First time I had one, I was in Mississippi.
Pralines and things like that. Like the first time I had that was out there.
Yeah.
You go to like Alabama, and they got a soul food restaurant called Ryan's. It's a buffet.
Their buffets are way different than our buffets.
Listen,
way
they
different.
have Seafood Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Whole fried catfish
Mm-hmm.
at the buffet though.
Yeah.
cornmeal.
Oh yeah,
No, they rock different, 100%.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
you
Like,
getting more than your
bro,
money's worth.
It's the whole catfish,
bro.
Yeah.
It ain't no little. It's not the little catfish.
A crab cake on the East Coast.
Oh yeah,
That's the standard. Like yeah, like especially in like especially in Maryland.
Clam chowder in like Monterey and like Santa Cruz though. It's definitely really good.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to that.
What was it? A jerk crab cake sandwich out there on the East Coast that changed my life.
Who's breaking the law like that?
I'm planning on taking my son to New York.
Oh yeah,
Best crab cake
Okay.
I've ever had, bro.
I'm definitely
Like even the options on DoorDash in other places
It's
are.
crazy.
Oh my god.
Because see, when I was in New York,
have you went to Rio yet to see about the ones I was telling you
No,
about?
I haven't.
Bro,
I haven't.
that's still my favorite.
I'm gonna go this week. Matter of fact, just because you said something.
bro, the Brazilian spot.
No, the Rio Cafe over downtown,
They got a halibut.
right there. That's on the water.
Right,
Next to
it's like right
Joe's
next to
Crab
Joe's
Shack.
Crab Shack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
crab.
yeah, yeah.
Took favorite crab cakes at every place I've been at.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
See, when I was in New York in high school, I was there for a week. I ate pizza every day, all day. I ate a burger once. I literally ate pizza the whole time.
So is the hype true about New York pizza? I've never had New York pizza before. Is the hype true about New York pizza?
Yeah,
Flight's cheap to New York too.
bro, it's
I'm
cheap.
just saying, like,
It's cheap, and their pizza is cheap.
Yeah.
It's hella like the spot we were at was right next door.
Did you get a slice or a pie?
the slice,
Okay.
bro?
he started using lingo. So like
Like I've been there.
Yeah, we was coming back to him on water, and I was like, "Yeah, the water's fine. Come on in." Nah, but the pizza,
Shout out to
bro,
New York.
bro.
you know what I'm saying?
I don't like pizza unless it tastes like it could be from New York. Like unless it has like an almost.
I've had good pizza, but like I've heard like from people that I've ran into that's
It's the
from
cheese.
East Coast. They said, "Yo, it's different."
It's the cheese and the way that they.
They like if you ain't got to fold it like a taco.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Folding it you don't want to eat it unless you fold it. It's just different.
Yeah.
But you remember that conversation we had about cheese?
Mm-hmm.
That I can tell, like their cheese, it might be mozzarella or something. I
Mhm.
like their
Yeah,
cheese.
of course it is.
I
That's
don't like
usually
the-
the go-to for it.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
the pizzas out here too much. Like in California, I
Tastes
guess,
like cafeteria food.
Yeah, and now I know. I understood why. I was
They
like,
shredding
okay.
them government cheese.
I'm not lactose intolerant, and I can tell fake cheese. It's like I don't
Yeah.
like fake cheese.
I'm not feeling
That's
that.
not right
Yeah.
about this.
It's bomb though.
Not right.
You know, it's crazy because, like you said, fake cheese. I seen something there talking about foods that have been banned.
Oh really? I seen that. That's where I seen it from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like they're talking about things that have been banned. So it's like Mountain Dew has been banned overseas, Rice Krispies, Honey Bunches of O's, Fruit Loops,
All the fake shit.
and then
All the stuff that contains
it's
the
saying you drink coffee. You know the Coffee Mate,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. So they said the Coffee Mate, right? And I go look in the fridge, and I have two different types of cream in there. There's a Coffee Mate, and there's something else. And so I go and look at the backs of both of them, bro. There's so many ingredients in a Coffee Mate that I cannot pronounce, right?
Mm.
And then I looked at the other one, and it was like milk, but it was like 4 or 5 ingredients, and I could identify, and I knew all of them. And I was like, bro, it's so crazy.
That's
the type
rule
of stuff.
thumb. That's the rule of thumb.
If I can't pronounce all the ingredients, it's not.
And
once
if
I
it
start-
has more than at least, if it has more than like 5 to maybe 6 ingredients,
Mm-hmm.
there's something wrong. And if if some things like xanthan gum is
Yeah.
not really scientific, it's a powder that helps bind things together.
Bro,
that you
okay.
can, and it's
it
organic.
was like
but-
it said glycerin gum, and then glycerin
Sound like a
something
grill.
else, and I was just like, bro, why?
Right.
Why? So it's you
Yeah.
definitely read the ingredients and
Yeah.
check the labels and stuff. You'll be surprised at
Yeah.
what
The
you know.
glycerin and
I
stuff,
was
those
glad
are
that a lot of that
other
stuff I'd
binding
already don't
things.
consume.
That's
Yeah.
That's what made me feel better. I was like, fuck, man, I'm glad I don't. And then, like, with coffee, even though I like my coffee sweeter, it's more powerful if you just drink it straight black. So 90% of the time I drink it straight black.
yeah, that's why I do my best to find good coffees,
Mm-hmm.
because then you don't need a creamer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was a good coffee, and the flavor was bad, so I needed some. I needed some creamer. I wasn't gonna let it go to waste. I spent my money.
Use like
I just said times hard, inflation.
Yeah, for real. For real.
oat milk or something maybe.
Yeah.
I do oat milk. That's my primary, but it's just like I don't know.
It's the taste.
It don't
Very
it
slowly.
seem like it don't really hit right in the coffee.
I don't drink
Yeah,
coffee, so
I
I
never
don't.
tried it in
I
the
don't,
coffee.
I haven't tried.
I'm not
any
real big on
substitutes.
coffee. I'm a lot of tea. Lot of
Oh
teas.
yeah, loose leaf.
Well,
Trust,
getting into loose leaf. Calm down.
It will.
This nigga got a Jamba Juice. You don't talk to me about nothing natural right now. You just keep it to
It
yourself.
can change your life.
Nah, he do got a nice little collection of tea. He ain't bring nothing.
Where you get yours from?
It's a gift, so I got a wide variety.
Okay.
Shout out to the sis.
Okay. If you go to Winco,
But
They got some good loose leaf.
I have been looking into getting into some loose leaf teas. Actually, I was finna get ready to order a bundle pack from somebody I've been following.
go to Co-op also downtown, a natural foods co-op. They got
And
a lot.
then one of them dope little teapots with the center with the
You can
Cause
steam
my
it.
sister got one. She's in the loose leaf. I think that's kind of why
Yeah.
I ended up with all the bags. But whatever, gifts are gifts.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
That's
to.
it.
I'm gonna have to go to the code because you did tell me that last
Yeah,
time.
so it's a whole. It's like food, fresh. When you taste it, you'll notice the difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good though.
Yeah.
I
I
ain't
feel
paying
that.
$7 for no apple though. No, I'm saying. You mean just one? You mean one bag, right?
Yeah, for real, man. So it's been about a week. Everybody's been talking about it. Let's get it out the way.
Just talking about the
Your-
NCAA game.
Yeah. No, you know
Yeah,
what?
it's over for Coach.
Speaking of that, before I even get into what I was about to say, I was sick because I'm a Duke fan. So I was just like, but
Oh,
that
you
was
was-
a good game yesterday, bro.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
the
I
way-
don't-
That was a
yeah.
good game.
I don't watch college sports. I know what's going on.
He missed both free throws.
I told
What you talking about?
I told my father-in-law, I said, that's the game right there. You know what it reminded me
with
of?
the twisties.
Yeah. No.
I can't remember his name.
I
It's
can't
probably
remember his
good
name,
for
but it
him.
wasn't him. But I told my father-in-law, I said, that's gonna cost the game right there. And I said, and it reminded me of Jason Williams, the dude that played for the Bulls. Remember he didn't play that long because he got hurt in a motorcycle accident. Same thing with him. He just needed to make his two, but it was like at the end of the game. He just needed to make those 2 free throws, and he would have won.
It's crazy how I feel like if he had made them at least one, I feel like things would have played out different. Not necessarily saying they would have won, but I feel like
It wouldn't have went down
the
like that.
percentage would have went up because it was like the next couple plays after that. It was like we got it, we just have to seal it
Yep.
instead of like we have to make sure we. You know what I'm saying? It
Huge
was-
momentum shift after that, man.
Yeah, hell
So,
yeah.
but yeah, it was a good game. It was back and forth, just back and forth, back and forth.
Coach K is out.
Yeah, that's
He's
it.
out of here.
This was last
He
season.
lost his last game.
Yeah.
I heard they beat him. They was the first ones to beat him too.
They beat him in his last home game. UNC beat him in his last home game.
No, but they was the first. He lost his first game to them.
To UNC.
Ever? His first game ever?
Like I think playoff.
Like his first loss?
yeah,
Oh,
his
okay.
first loss was like 1980, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess this, so they
So-
they gave him his first loss, and then they
It's
sent
like-
him on his way packaged.
Dang, man.
Yeah,
That's crazy. But yeah, it was good. It was good. They balling out. They was balling out. I enjoyed it. The few times I get to see college like that, I enjoyed that game yesterday.
Since we talking sports, I'm upset that they still airing Laker games.
Dog, we ain't got to do that here, bro. We ain't even got to do that here. We ain't even got to do that here.
I'm just saying.
We figuring it out.
You don't want to see that.
now they're.
I don't want to see that.
And that's
They're
what that's
figuring
all
it
I'm
out?
saying.
What
You
do
don't
you
want
have to
like,
figure out?
like the thing about it is I know they playing and I know they're trying. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying don't put us through that.
Hey, man, everybody got to go through that.
Y'all through that.
Everybody got to get.
No, I'm not a fan. I mean, I'm a fan of the sport. So
Yeah.
then when I go like, oh, there's some hoop on, I turn it on. And there's, you know what I'm saying? And you see,
You're a disgruntled consumer.
yeah, you see the Lakers over here
I get it.
clanking.
I get it.
Yeah,
I mean,
bruh.
as a unit,
as a
unit.
as a fan,
They're
it's,
all in unison.
as a
Oh,
fan,
man.
it's frustrating.
I mean, except for like Monk.
As a fan, it's frustrating. Bronny James was balling out for his dad recently. That was pretty good to see. I feel like they were in a tournament. He was
Yeah,
balling
but
out.
they're showing like highlights of him just jumping in the air.
No, I seen him. He was getting
I
buckets.
seen a highlight video where it was just like he was about to go dunk and he just jumped in the air, and then I was like,
I seen the highlight where he
They are
almost
trying
slipped on
to
a
get him.
puddle.
They're
and finger rolled it.
They're trying to get him in the NBA.
I seen that.
They're not trying. They're gonna make it happen. They making it happen.
Well, yeah, for sure.
They making it happen. They
ain't
trying
mad.
to do the King Griffey
I ain't mad at it.
and his dad. They trying to do that situation.
Anyone mad at
King
that?
Griffey and his dad.
How'd that work out?
I mean, I don't remember it working out. So
Stay tuned.
But I think just the idea
Hold
of
on,
father
King
and
Griffey
son.
Jr. and King Griffey Sr.?
Yeah, they played on the same team.
Yeah. But you saying you don't know how it worked out?
It didn't work out like they was just killing shit.
Oh, together as a
Yeah, they
unit.
played
Oh, I
together.
thought you, I, no,
'Cause
I, I
that's
thought
what-
you,
that's
I
what
know they
LeBron-
played together. I didn't know that you were saying you don't know how it worked out them playing together.
Oh, no.
Because he was going to tell you.
Because I was going to explain. Look, we're talking about Ken Griffey Jr. Let's not forget it.
Yeah, not like that. It's just
Okay.
because that's what LeBron's trying to accomplish before he retires. He wants to play on the
With
same
his son.
team with his son. So that's why I don't trust his contribution
I mean,
to the
his
Lakers
strategy
right now.
is good because he's saying that because
What?
his son's really not
He leading the league in scoring.
that. Who, his son?
No,
Oh, I was about to say
LeBron.
his
Yeah.
son's not that.
LeBron leading the league in scoring.
No,
right
I'm
now.
talking about if he stays a Laker.
Oh, if he
Yeah, but
stays
he's
in
not
Lakers.
gonna stay a
Yeah,
Laker.
that's see what I'm saying. That's why I didn't.
So that's why he's
that's why I
throwing
wasn't.
it out there.
That's why I'm not really fully invested.
Yeah, he's not.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you
in
never
LeBron.
should have been fully invested in LeBron. We know how he goes.
He said he's saying this just so like, hey, those of you out there, I know my son's not as good as the other guys,
but I'll
if you
come.
want me, you got to get him first.
That's exactly what's going on.
The pressure is on.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at him.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bronny can hoop, but he's still in high school,
yeah,
right?
he's not garbage.
He's
No,
in high school,
He's
right?
a junior.
No,
I
he's.
think.
I think.
A
Yeah.
sophomore or junior.
It's a sophomore or junior.
Oh, he's in college.
No, it's
No,
in high school.
high
Yeah.
school.
Oh, yeah.
And then you only need like what 2 seasons in college, and then you can get into the draft.
So he need 4 years.
Yeah, Bron's gonna do it.
You don't think
way.
he's gonna stay for 4 years?
LeBron?
Yeah,
How old is Bron? 30.
37.
I think he's 37.
he's 37.
That's a long time.
Ankle.
That's a long
Yeah,
time.
you see last year I'm
Groin.
36. Oh no, that was Supreme Drink.
4 years is a long time at that age. Hello? But yeah, 4 years is a long time at that age.
I don't know. Didn't Ray Allen retire at 40?
Yeah, but Ray
Allen
wasn't.
was just shooting.
Yeah,
jumpers.
that's what I was about to say.
That's true.
Ray Allen
Ray
was,
Allen wasn't like the whole thing about it is like
That's when his percentage went up from shooting.
you ain't
right?
seen Ray Allen ball like that since he got game. Like first of all, like, once
he had
Ray
a Bucks
Allen,
jersey.
all right, so look. With the Bucks and the Seattle Supersonics, he was balling out on that level.
Mhm.
Driving to the lane, dunking, like he was balling.
Yeah, he was.
But it was like once he really perfected his shot,
It was nasty. It was no point in
It
going.
was like I'm not
because
doing
I'm-
any of that
so-
stuff.
so,
Hand
like,
me the
let's be
rock.
honest. Let's be honest. Like
Just give me the ball.
Yeah.
Ray Allen has always been that guy for me when it comes to shooting
Yes.
form.
Yes.
Yes,
His mechanics.
he has the ideal
his
jump shot.
mechanics.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh! Like
I mean, Clay looks extremely good to me
no,
too.
Clay has great mechanics.
Yeah.
Clay
Ray,
has great
but
mechanics.
Ray is, yeah.
But it was like Ray's the prototype.
Yeah.
You feel me?
so
'Cause
basically
like,
your name have to have an A in it to have the mechanics.
Like,
Clay,
It might be
Ray.
like that.
I mean,
you know.
Steph got the best release though.
Yeah, his
That's the thing about it, because the release mattered. He has the best release.
Steph shoots like a kid in junior high.
It's almost like
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
Curry's got.
But it's just-
like it's almost
yeah.
like Kyrie Irving
Yeah.
has the best handles.
Yes.
yeah.
But Jamal Crawford got the best crossover.
Yes.
Yeah,
Didn't he just retire?
Yeah, he retired. recently.
yeah. I mean, but you got it. I mean, come on,
Shout out.
But,
Shout out to
but,
Jamal.
but you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying though? It's like you gotta like it was almost like
Jamal crossover.
they would say like, you know, Jordan was the greatest player, but the most dominant player was Shaq.
Yeah, yeah.
On
It's
the
like
same breath, I had a conversation with somebody who was like, you know, it's my top 3 has always been debatable. It's been Jordan, Kareem, and Shaq. And he was like,
that's a nasty 3.
Kareem and Shaq. He was like, I used to always think, you know, Shaq over Kareem. He was like, he had seen something a while back where like they actually interacted or whatever, and he was like, you know, Shaq shook Kareem's hand. It was like Kareem's hand.
Dude,
over-
you see how
like,
big he
and that's
is,
and,
bro?
and he was like, and with the way he was playing, he was like, I actually think it would be Kareem over Shaq as the most dominant.
See, that's hard for me
Kareem
to
was
decide because
Kareem
Kareem.
fought Bruce Lee, my nigga. He fought Bruce Lee, my nigga.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back next week, and we love y'all. Cut the mics. Cut the mics. What?
He fought Bruce Lee, nigga. He's an athlete, my nigga.
I know what you're saying.
He's so big to have like done what he was doing.
Bro,
That's crazy,
bro.
How do you respond to that?
Bro, look,
What's your
yo.
comeback? What's your comeback?
The funny thing is,
Shaq dance with the Jabberwockies. What do you say to that?
the thing that got me rolling is like that's like the conversation ender like in 6th grade when you say who's better than who. It's like nigga, he fought Bruce Lee. Yeah, that is true. He did fight Bruce Lee.
Everybody like, yeah.
He gave him a run for his money too. He gave him a run for his money too.
We know that shit was fake though, my nigga.
My man was fighting him sitting down.
Hey, all I would say is this: when he kicked him in the chest and that footprint, first of all, his foot was dirty, but the footprint that he left was like almost all of his torso.
He was one of those bosses on the like Streets of Rage that you had to fight to like get to the next level.
Because he went to the house. You know, the house, there's a level.
Game of Death, right? That was the name of the game,
When
right?
you lose to
or
him,
the
you
movie,
go,
right? My man,
Yeah, dog.
my man broke the emergency glass with that one. Fought Bruce Lee. That's crazy.
No, but yeah, no, Kareem
Ain't none of them fought them.
definitely is
Is a force.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but now it's like when you pay attention to things like that, you kind of like categorize people differently. You know what I'm saying? So
I think people do sleep on younger Shaq because we look at the dominant Shaq like when he was just doing the big stank dunks on everybody with the Lakers. But like when you go back
Shaq and Penny.
When he was with the Magic?
when you go to Shaq and Penny when he was actually handling the
Nigga,
ball,
he was running up and
understand
down
something.
the court. Bro.
handling the ball too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
forget-
Penny
we
wouldn't have got injured,
Yeah.
and Shaq would have stayed.
Well, Shaq always said that was the original Kobe and Shaq dynamic duo.
The thing about it though,
He always said that was the
and,
original.
like you got to think about that, bro, because like,
Mhm.
like
I think so.
they
Nah,
used
they
to
was
compare.
nice together.
Used to
Yeah.
compare Jordan and Penny.
Mm-hmm. Before Penny got hurt.
You understand what I'm saying?
Man, Penny.
Like it's almost man, yeah,
Stylistically? Or like,
potency.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah, that Magic's team was
Go ahead,
nice.
you got a little
They was nice because you got to think they
For sure.
had Penny, they had Shaq, they had Horace Grant because he had left the
I forgot
Bulls.
Horace, my man.
It was
oh my God.
yeah, he was holding it down for y'all. So
James Worthy is the original goggles, but I mean, I don't know. Horace Grant was right there around. Not James Worthy was.
it was James Worthy.
Yeah, it was Horace.
James Worthy was different. So I mean, yeah,
It was James and it was Horace.
he
that
passed
was-
it. He
they had a
passed the
squad.
goggles. You know, he
had a squad.
had a squad, bro, for sure. But let me get back to before I forget.
Oh.
So it's been a week.
Yeah.
With the whole debacle with Will Smith and Chris Rock. Like what's your overall take on just, how it was, how Will handled it, but how, I don't want to say the media, but I'll say popular opinion is handling it. What's your in your own personal views and what you think should just happen as far as in moving forward? Because everybody knows what happens, but like your opinion on just the response and moving forward from it.
I'm over it as far as my investment into how I felt about it. Like, sometimes we take things personally that have nothing to do with us. So
Yeah,
like,
that's very true.
that initial feeling, like that's over with. As far as like a consequence, if there's a repercussion or anything for Will, I really don't have any like issue with that as long as they don't try to overdo it. But if it's the repercussion that anyone else would get, I don't see why should be any different because he's Will Smith and because of everything it's in my eyes, regardless of whether we experience violence in our own world, culture, personally, I don't ever feel it's okay to commit violence unprovoked, especially if you're not defending yourself, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I felt it was some sucker shit. I didn't agree with it. I like the way that Chris Rock handled it. I feel for Will on an empathetic level. I don't have sympathy for his tears or actually the apology that was put out. I felt like the apology was like a publicity thing. His publicist may have written it. He may have written it. I mean, who am I to say how he should apologize? Overall, I would say I can't tell someone how to respond to a situation, but I can critique the way that you do respond, especially if you're putting it out there for us. I don't like that they're having a red talk table about it. I will watch it. I will be tuned in.
Do you think they're really gonna go through with that?
It's set, bro.
Really?
It's set.
Wow.
What, Chris Rock going to the red table?
No, Will and Jada
Or what?
to talk about the situation, bro.
That's
Unless
crazy.
you're gonna have Chris Rock there, what's there to talk about?
That's the thing.
Good point.
I don't see. I honestly think there are some women that are witches and men that are warlocks, and I don't mean it to say in like some sort of magical thing.
Yeah. I know exactly.
She has a grasp on this man
Oh yeah.
because not only did you do what you did for her, yourself, whatever the reason is like everything that you doing that we are commenting on and the world has their eyes on and being judging you about is everything y'all talking about at that red table. And you going right back to the red table.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel bad for, whatever he's going through.
Mel Stockholm Central.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I
I don't know.
never really cared. I can't even front. Well, because the thing about it was like when I got the phone call.
It was the long stare, bro.
When I got the phone call.
Oh, you got a phone call?
Yeah, somebody called me about it. I was
You see, I ain't sent you nothing about it.
I got a phone call too.
I was minding my business, enjoying my night,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was told about it, I was like, "Oh, okay." It's like you interrupted my Friday night for that because it's BS.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how does that affect me or help me? How do I benefit from that?
Yeah.
I don't watch the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not a major fan of Chris Rock or Will Smith for that instance either. I mean, I support both of them in what they're doing because they're black men.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, damn, that happened. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as my opinion of the situation, I felt Will mishandled it because it's something that he could address backstage.
Mm-hmm.
Like Poe said, I feel Chris Rock handled that the best way that he could because I feel like if it had been anybody else, not necessarily anybody else, but anybody like us, yeah, there'd have been scuffle on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so he kept his composure and shout out for that. Will obviously has some things he needs to address mentally and unload. He's been through a lot, and he's been through a lot publicly. That's not okay. But on the same breath, when you feel like you've been through a lot publicly, you might feel like it's okay to react publicly. Because I don't feel like he responded. I don't feel like he thought that. But responding means you think things through. React means you just...
Yeah, you just do.
You know,
yeah.
it's animal instinct. You just react. And I feel like he reacted. He didn't respond. And I feel like he has a lot that he has dealt with that he needs to unpack and handle. Because if he had been in a different mental state, I don't think he would have executed the situation like that, even if it was something where he felt Chris Rock had offended his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like that public display, it was tacky. And I feel like it was blown out of proportion and publicized because at the end of the day, when you think about it, Will is this big star. And it's like...
It's the equivalent of Denzel
like,
doing it.
It's like, yes, but no.
Might be bigger. Will
but
might
no.
be a bigger star
At this point,
Denzel.
And that's...
He might be the biggest
and
star.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying, he kind of like this almost larger than life because Will has sustained
that image.
Not even just the image, his career for so long.
Longevity,
and he had so many generations, new and old,
that grew up with him and
tune in now. And then think about the things that he's done past the movies. Like, I know that National Geographic thing when he was going with explorers all over. Like, he has tapped into so many different, so that so many people are aware of Will Smith. And then when you know Will Smith, he's always carried himself a certain way, had this composure, right? Even in the ugliest of situations.
Yeah.
And in those ugly situations, it's almost where you feel bad for Will because he kept his composure but was exposed, right?
Yeah.
And so then to see him act a different way, out of character, shockingly in tacky form, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's mind was blown. So of course everybody's gonna respond, and then with social media being what it is today, people latch onto it. They give their own opinions. They make the jokes. They make the memes. They make the songs, and they do all these other things. It's like it toxifies the situation.
It perpetuates the shit that they
it amplifies it. It toxifies it more than what it was. So the situation that happened, it should have been looked at as being wrong. And that's the thing, like with social media, everybody now has a platform for their voice and everybody shouldn't be heard.
Yeah.
And
I agree with
I don't
that.
like the way that everyone coddled. Like, to me, it's almost the one and the same of how I felt, my feelings towards how everyone was reacting with Kanye. To me, it's like, bro, I don't have sympathy for people who put themselves in situations or act. So everyone's coddling under these people. They have issues, and like, we're all dealing with things.
I don't think a lot of it is being coddled as much as people are making jokes about these people.
Yeah, but they were making jokes about Will. Everyone's making jokes about Will, I think, initially because we looked at him as like this super guy. So when we see that the situation with him and Jada, everyone's kind of super hyper attached to it because of like this image. It was like a juxtaposition of how we think of Will. We think of him as the ladies' man guy, and like we think of him as that. So then once he slaps Chris, everyone's like, well, not everyone, but a lot of people,
most of us
are saying, well, you know what, Will's dealing with things and he's protecting his wife. But what about Chris? What about, like, that's my thing.
Here's my thing, bro. Here's my take on it.
What about Chris?
Yeah, because that was disrespectful, and that was that like to him, his family, and his friends, and the people in attendance close to him, and like all of that to watch that happen. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when you smack another man,
that's a serious offense.
It's degrading.
I'm taking your manhood.
It's degrading. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't like the Jada thing. And I have a few thoughts on the Jada thing about, you know, I feel like there's a certain group of people that's saying protecting his wife, and I'm gonna be unapologetic about it. It's mostly black women. There's a lot of black women protecting that. And then it's a couple men that probably want to say, hey, you know, you know, they're maybe looking at it through the lens of being a husband or a boyfriend or whatever the case is. But ultimately, I don't think his reaction was about 100% about Jada. I think it's all of the shit that's been going on, and then to look over at Jada and it's like, here we go again. Because, you know, people were analyzing a lot of like, well, he laughed at first. I would love to see a camera angle of the whole thing. Not that it would make a difference, but I would love to see a camera angle of the whole thing, not a back and forth.
You saw the other camera angle, right?
I did.
Okay.
But the thing with me is where my frustration is, because this will pass. There's so many things that's happened in the world. I've seen bigger things happen, but this will pass. I think it's how us black folks, how we handle it, because we love to point and laugh and make fun of every fucking thing. We don't take nothing serious. We don't take things serious enough. You know what I'm saying? And so the same voices that are like, that's fucked up, that was some sucker shit, Will this, Will that, because I see more of that than I see just Will being coddled. Okay. But then at the same time, it's like, but you guys were participating in the sucker shit behind what happened in this marriage. Y'all thought that shit was funny. Yeah, you know what I mean? Shit. We perpetuate all of this shit that we quote unquote disagree
but that's
with.
The thing about it, because a lot with where this generation is now, that's how they have been conditioned to perpetuate the bullshit and the negativity.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Through social media and the memes and all the other stuff. And it's always about being first, not so much about being right and being in the midst of the joke and getting it right. So now you have people that instead of like think about World Star, a fight happens, people pull out their phones and yo World Star.
Ooh,
They
yeah.
don't pull out their phones and call the cops
That's
or help or
crazy.
anything of that
And that's
nature.
us.
Right? And so
Crazy.
when you think about it, it's like where the focus is. Oh, let
Mhm.
me get this on camera.
Yeah.
Let me make a joke about this. Let me post
'Cause if
about
you didn't
this.
post
so
it,
I
it
can
never
be in the loop
happened,
or
and
whatever
yeah.
the case may be.
Mhm.
Instead of operating how you should. So it been conditioned. Through
Right.
news, like think about news. News only perpetuates the bullshit.
That's all that
how
was
much,
on the news.
But not even just that. How much positivity do you hear on the news? How
None.
much positivity is pushed on the news?
None.
They perpetuate the bullshit, a lot of negativity and miscellaneous stuff
Yeah.
that makes you live in fear or question a lot of things or feel skeptical about just how you operate in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we are at.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't be held at fault for being born into some shit that started before them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not enough people being positive and operating a certain way to combat all the bullshit.
I can say the thing that did come out that was positive about it. Darian and my cousin and I had a conversation on the phone. We talked for like how many hours?
Probably about 3 or 4 hours.
Nah, dog.
It was longer than that?
Bro. What?
It was longer than that?
Bro, we was on the phone for like 5-6 hours, bro.
Damn.
I say like 5 hours, bro.
That's crazy.
It felt like five. Like
It felt
at-
shorter
at-
because we was just going through.
It felt like at least 4 to 5 hours.
Mhm.
And we were building, right? Having this conversation. And then we came to like an idea. It spawned an idea
Mhm.
that would be beneficial to Black men, our group of friends and family. It would be beneficial, the idea.
Yeah.
It's not an idea that is monetarily, there's no money attached to it. It's not like a business idea. It's
It's almost like an initiative.
it's like a group building idea.
Right.
And I think that is what I can say was the good thing that came out of that situation.
Yeah. It was like people, like for us or folks that think like us, I think what we're seeing is like how we really conducted ourselves. And I've been telling Poe all the time, every time we've visited this conversation, and I've always said like, we as a culture, we don't really have a code of conduct. Like we kind of go off of like what music says, or now morally and individually we have our own morals and stuff like that. But like as a collective, like we don't have that code of conduct, and that's why the fuckery happens on all different levels in different scenarios and situations. And I think that that's what needs to change. Even something as simple as like like you were saying, the generation that's born into this stuff. Like we may post a lot of quotes and things like that where it's like, the way we move and who we don't surround ourselves around, but that's just already built within ourselves anyway, versus a lot of people, it's a subliminal message towards somebody. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the code of conduct shit I was talking about. Like, come on now.
That's the thing though. It's like post subliminals.
Right.
At the chance that you might see it if I have your number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm direct, and I don't mean a DM.
That all came from that spawned from the music though.
Yeah.
Jay-Z and a whole bunch of other people would send subliminal shots, so then that transferred into the social media where people would be taking shots at each other subliminally.
Yeah.
And it's all corny, but I think that idea that I was mentioning, I'm imagining that it spawned other places. No idea is new.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say. Oh, the conversation. I think that's what's big that I want to look at as a positive of this time period is that the conversations are being had.
Having real conversations
conversations. These situations spark conversations.
They do spark conversations. The thing is they don't always spark the level of quality your conversation did.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's that's correct. But then I also want to be
Optimistic.
Yeah, because I'm imagining. Let's say I post something about a situation that I lighthearted, right? But I have a serious conversation about it off social media. Are others viewing me as being a person who's perpetuating the situation and imagining that I'm not having the conversation either? Or are we doing that as well? Are we viewing other people as perpetuating things, or rather than we know some people though.
We know some of the people. And that's the thing. We know a lot of people that's posting it. They're not talking.
Yeah,
they're not having those conversations. And that's what I'm saying. Like you said that, and it's like, all right, but that's one out of 1,000, right? And so then say, all right, 15,000. So then that means 15 conversations out of that 15,000 were had that were productive or beneficial. And like I said earlier, there's not enough positivity to combat the negative masses.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so, and that's the thing, because like, I guarantee conversations with that, because I've had conversations with different people about it on the same breath. They weren't all on a
whose side are you on?
Higher level of intellect.
Oh, okay.
It inspired something productive or beneficial. It was a talk of, you see that? If that had been me, I'd have whooped whoop. I can't believe he didn't da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And then it was all behind Jada. You know, they was teasing. And then they just whoop whoop. I wouldn't have done that. Like, and then you see the show where people were like, he want to fight him. He want to snipe him behind Jada. He need to be go find that youngster that was. And it's just like, so the conversations that are being had are perpetuating the bullshit in one direction or another, instead of actually addressing the deeper issues at hand and how those can be combated, right? Or how you can go about solving things, or how we can better handle things. Like, so
I had a conversation. We were talking last week. I said, bruh, it was something he said that made me just like stand back and be like, we are wasting our time a lot sometimes. We're wasting our time, and not really our time, our energy.
Yeah.
Not because it's better for us to not waste the energy. We're dealing with people who just aren't very intelligent, and because everyone has access to their phone and the ability to write words, it's easier to just write words, especially in an age where grammatics and punctuation don't matter.
That shit don't matter. Everybody texts.
You can write what you want, and we're all taking. We initially imagine that we are discussing things or viewing things from people who have a high level of intellect.
I never.
But a lot of us, we don't take the time to like, oh yeah, most of them are, most people are illiterate and ignorant and don't have common knowledge.
And they'll get validated that they'll get validated that they are.
Up in an argument.
Well, they get validated on social media by other people who
put likes,
because we're not having a conversation with you orally to be able to distinguish all those different things that would give us the you just not that intelligent.
I be seeing posts. Shut your dumb ass.
I do see that. I definitely see that.
I might not even click through the rest of their story because I'm like, this retarded.
I definitely see
for real.
That. But it's easy to get caught up in those conversations with people. Those little back.
If you respond,
so
if
look,
you respond,
I'm more on Facebook than
I get
Instagram.
this far.
Get me on Instagram.
I don't dabble
Instagram.
on Facebook.
I'm like, what the
on
fuck?
Instagram, I start to type it out on the DM on the story.
Like,
and I'm like, why am I even gonna?
Yes, bro.
Delete.
Yeah.
Delete.
Every time.
I just double tap that response right on.
Every time. Every time.
It's like, hold on, this is
I got
Instagram.
you.
Like, whoa.
Yeah, I got you.
That one post of that long ass post that I made, you know what I'm saying? That's why I made it. And I even went back and I'm like, oh shit, I left a word out. Let me edit this shit. Because I was feeling what I was saying, man. I was feeling what I was saying. And I had to go back and because I want to make sure I'm clearly understood, right? And even that, I seen ignorance on my post. I seen one, I don't know if I sent you the screenshots, but it was a random lady, not of our hue, and she like disliked everything I posted, everything I said,
That's
all
wrong.
of the pictures.
You're lying.
And I was just
You're
like,
ugly.
I was like, yo, that's exactly how it looked. That's exactly how it looked.
That's when you gotta go back and look at their pictures.
You know that's what it is.
He flex a watch. That's fake.
Yeah. Yo, it was everything disliked. I was like, but here's the crazy thing. We have no mutual friends.
Oh yeah, she came to.
She came to
And
hate.
she's an older. This woman has to be like around our parents' age.
You got hashtags in your post?
No,
She came with salt.
bro. She pulled up like she
find
pulled
you?
up. She pulled up hocus pocus. I needed the salt. You know what I'm saying? So it was interesting. But I made that post because I don't normally do that stuff. I hardly ever respond to anybody in the comment section because that's just like WWE Royal Rumble. And I just wanted to put my take on like how much of an L it is overall, regardless of who's talking about it, as well as Will and Chris Rock being involved. Like nobody wins in that situation. Oh, well, Chris Rock kind of did win. His ticket sales went crazy.
Yeah, from
He did win in that instance, but nobody wins as far as what side is right, what side was wrong.
No.
And then, there was some I don't have like a whole lot. I don't have a whole lot of empathy or a whole lot of sympathy for Will, but I was like, okay, at least you did apologize, because anybody can critique apologies. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can be like, well, that wasn't good enough, or you did too much, whatever the case it was.
He didn't mean it.
But I feel exactly. But the red table talk, like I really have my fingers crossed that they don't fucking do that. If they're gonna do it, you need to do it with Chris Rock. If you're not gonna do it with Chris Rock and he's not willing to, just shut the fuck up about it and move on.
Why are you doing it right now?
Move on.
Right now? You doing it right now?
Move
Dude,
on.
if you're gonna do it a year or two from now.
Don't even do red table talk. Get with the homies and do a black top discussion, but just don't do
What's
that.
the little
If
thing they
y'all
got on
need
ESPN
ratings,
with the
just
football
say that.
players that had what was the basketball player that was on there? Light skinned dude. I don't remember the show. They got one on ESPN. It's a nice little show. Go on one of them type of shows, like with the brothers. Go to the barbershop or some shit.
No, I don't think he want to see the brothers because Shannon Sharp want to see him about
Oh
something.
yeah, Shannon like.
But Skip. Now Skip,
Now, how
I would have came out that I would have came about that time for Skip. That's what he said. But I'm gonna be real. Even with Shannon Sharp, I know he was passionate about what he was saying. But but here my thing is like, bro, you're still perpetuating the shit
violence.
that everybody. If we're gonna talk about nonviolent, don't say any of that shit.
That's my thing. The violence.
Every person that opens their mouth and says, well, I would have did this, is the same person that's saying, well, it's not right to even put your hands on anybody. Well, dude, if
That's
you're
my
not,
thing.
either you're with violence or you're not. It's just a degree of how what's going to take you to get there. So all you guys should be
wrong in the
quiet.
situation.
Thank you.
Because the thing about it is, like, it started off with a joke that Chris Rock made. At the end of the day, the joke was insensitive. Right?
But was it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you don't joke about women's hair.
Everything that a comedian says is going to be offensive. to
Not
someone.
everything.
To someone.
Yeah.
And how
but
do
no.
we measure
Well,
the degree of
you don't.
offensiveness?
You don't.
You don't. You can't.
The only person that can measure that degree is the person that's getting joked on.
Now, Jada's had short hair her entire career.
She hasn't been bald headed her entire career.
And she's had alopecia for a while.
And as
Alopecia
somebody
isn't
who's
a
done,
life-threatening disease, even though it's your identity.
I wanted
It's
somebody
your-
to say
it's
that.
your
So let me.
identity. Wait. Let me say what I'm saying.
Go ahead,
It's
'cause I'm gonna
not
say
a
something.
life-threatening disease.
Doesn't
No,
fucking
wait,
matter.
you haven't-
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's not a life-threatening disease, as some people have made it seem. That does not mean that she is not going to have an identity crisis or an issue with it because it's her personal opinion.
Say you're
However
done.
she's feeling about it, she has the right to feel that way about it. But as a comedian, I don't believe Chris has the duty to know what is offensive to anyone in the crowd. If he doesn't have prior
he does
knowledge.
have the duty to refrain from certain jokes, though.
Sorry, you done with your point?
Yeah.
Okay, so my thing is, that's been bothering me a lot. Is chemotherapy a disease?
No.
Right.
It's
treatment.
treatment
It's
for
it's
disease.
supposed to be a treatment, but yet you could go through chemotherapy and you lose your hair. You're losing your identity there because you're not visually how everybody sees you. That's a quick indication that you're struggling with something.
Right.
The thing when we get into the specifics of medical shit, we don't have that right or that license to say what damages somebody else and what doesn't when it comes to a medical
That wasn't my point.
condition. No, but what I've seen, what you said is a lot of people are saying, well, it's not life threatening. That doesn't matter. A birthmark cannot be life threatening. Somebody missing an eye cannot be life threatening. If they're self conscious about it, then there could be ramifications and responses to somebody making fun of that.
Yeah, but my thing is a comedian.
I'm not finished.
Go ahead.
The thing with Chris Rock is that he's not responsible for knowing what everybody has going on, but that doesn't mean that you don't take accountability when you've offended someone, because we can't sit up here and say that comedians have never apologized for something that they said or somebody that they've offended. Celebrities, let alone comedians, have always came out and said, you know what, I didn't understand, I didn't know, or yeah, that could have been a little insensitive, or whatever the case it was.
Didn't he say
Yeah, but
afterwards
in the
that it was insensitive? That
he
apologized.
Who
for
did?
it? Chris.
Chris went around apologizing to a lot of people.
I didn't know.
I'm asking. Didn't he apologize for the joke?
Yeah, of course. He's not.
See, I didn't even know that.
No,
See, I didn't even
this
know
is the
that.
whole thing about it. This is the whole thing about it. This is what I'm saying is he made the joke, right?
Right.
Okay. She is bald and she's dealing with alopecia. Okay. Well, it might not be a big deal to anybody else. What about the emotional distress and depression she might have went through actually losing her hair? You know what I'm saying? So then somebody makes that joke and it's like, bruh.
How do we measure what's deemed more offensive than something else?
See, that wasn't my.
Wait. Nope.
No, what?
No, I'm not done. don't put the roadblock out yet. How do we deem what is more offensive to someone, like a joke? Like her alopecia, her dealing with that, she has the right, and if she's offended, it's however she reacts. Anyone in the crowd, someone could be joked about. Whatever the situation is, it could be measured as being less offensive than Jada's situation by society. But for that person, they feel how they're gonna feel. They could give care less.
I think we're making 2 points. No, I'm not gonna wait, bro. We're making 2 different points. So what is your point?
My point is saying that he shouldn't have made the joke. He shouldn't make any jokes.
Neither one of us said that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying this. I'm saying this.
I didn't say that.
I'm saying this. He should have a better understanding. And you're asking why? Are you asking why? Okay. 2009, Good Hair. You remember that documentary on hair? Black women's hair? Well, hair in general, but a focus on black women's hair? You know who did that documentary?
You talking? I know the documentary.
Chris Rock made that. Okay,
I know that.
So he should have a certain understanding to be sensitive before you make jokes about a woman's hair, because he has that deeper understanding doing the documentary. You don't agree with that?
I can't agree to that.
Okay,
cool. Now, my point.
And that's fine. We both have our opinions.
Because I feel like those are two different two different situations.
I'm gonna go back to yours. I think we're making 2 different points, because your point is what the measure is. My point was, as a comedian, you can't put a limit and say, hey, no comedians can say this and say that. We can't, because there's so many different styles of comedy.
No, I'm not saying anything.
That's why I said we're making 2 different points. I said once you understand the ramifications or the response that somebody has,
everything I was just saying wasn't
the
to you,
response that everybody has, then at that point they have to take whatever accountability may come from that.
I wasn't responding to you. That's what I'm saying. The reason you're saying we're making 2 different points is because I was talking about what he said. You responded after that and was saying the ramifications afterwards. I was responding to the fact that he shouldn't have initially made the joke.
But bro, your statement was how do we measure? And my response, because at the end of the day, we're basically
the difference in the reason that I would respond that way is because I'm talking about initially. You're talking about post. I'm agreeing with you saying after.
I'm not talking about post.
Well, like you're saying after the joke is made and you feel like something's offensive.
No, we're talking about limiting comedians, right, and what they say,
right,
and the fact that they should have some form of free reign about the way that they do comedy. So the only thing I'm saying is, like, when you step into an arena and it's something that you do, you might get backlash wherever you go. You still have that choice of how you're going to deal with it afterwards, but you also have to take whatever accountability may come from whatever backlash you get.
That's not a disagree. I agree with your point on that. That still has nothing to do with what I said.
What I'm saying is,
Okay.
With him done the documentary and having an understanding of hair, and then him being a black man and know how black women feel about their hair, knowing that that joke was in bad taste and he shouldn't have made it. That's what I'm saying.
I'm still not gonna. I can't agree to that for the fact that him making the video the documentary bad hair or good hair.
Good hair.
If he made a joke about Jada, it's gonna be turned somehow into, oh, he should have made this joke.
No. Now
Like,
look,
I get that he should have a better. He should be aware
if he had
that
made a different joke,
is going to be offensive.
See, that
to
was
someone.
yeah. See, that
if
was
he had
my
made a
point.
different joke about Jada,
But the
and
thing
Will
about
still
his
walked
hair-
up there and slapped her, okay, we would be having the same conversation. I was just saying, like, how Will responded to the joke, I don't think it had anything to do with the context of the joke.
Yeah, but the good hair was a documentary to show the positive sides of black hair culturally. Like, what it was a cultural documentary talking about good hair. What is good hair? Why is it deemed good hair? Why is it deemed bad hair? The G.I. Jane joke wasn't about saying that she had bad hair. It was the fact that she looked like.
But Poe, check it out, bro.
She looked like G.I. Jane.
He called her bald headed.
But bro,
Did he say the words bald headed?
G.I. Jane's bald headed. That's
No, but does she not look like G.I. Jane?
No, they're.
Does she not look like G.I. Jane?
Jay looks better.
Demi Moore
Jada
was
looks
very
better than
pretty
Demi.
and had a bald head,
Yo.
and everyone thought she was pretty.
They're different hues.
The reason why I'm laughing.
When niggas got cornrows, what did we say? He
What?
looks like Iverson. When people got when people do
We
talking
don't
about
say
back
that
in the
when,
day?
yeah, we don't say that when a white person has cornrows.
Bro.
we call them Malibu Most Wanted.
Say they're
First of all,
gentrified.
Demi Moore and Jada Pinkett are petite women. They have the same body build and structure. So it's not like she's just a bigger woman or a larger woman with a bald head.
Yeah.
They have this. Come on now. We people are trying to make that connection, and I can understand where the connection can be made. I just don't agree that joke is about her.
I'm gonna keep it
hair specifically.
I'm
It's about her.
gonna keep it funky with you, bro. You're right. Like the documentary. I'm gonna just go down the list of bullet points. The documentary was about good hair, but that's controversial within itself because the fact that we even got to fucking do it in the first place because of how things are perpetuated in our culture is why some people may bring that up. If like, look, this is an important topic for us, maybe to educate everybody else, but it's for us. So it's always going to be controversial with Chris Rock. That doesn't mean that he should have got slapped. So nobody here is making that point. As far as Jada, sometimes I have thought about it, because I'm not really a fan of Jada. I don't appreciate, some of the energy that's been brought to that family. I feel like that she's initiated. But I do sometimes feel like because it's Jada and she's done that, it's easy to be insensitive about how she may feel about having alopecia and that joke being made. I do feel that way because I guarantee, I shouldn't say guarantee, but I do feel like if it was somebody else's wife, if it was Paulette, Denzel's wife, and he had made that joke about Denzel's wife, and of course Denzel didn't react like Will, I could see Chris Rock getting backlash about making that joke about Denzel's wife and it being the same condition. You know what I'm saying? So
I know. See, that's the social media that's probably like, I get what you're saying, where she's left it open for people to ridicule her because of how she's been perceived in the last couple of years. Me, I don't think that he should be insensitive to the fact that she has alopecia. If she has a situation she's dealing with and she's more sensitive to the joke, then of course I would be sure that he would be like, I apologize. Once you find out, I would, if I made the joke, I don't care about you having alopecia initially because I'm not thinking like that. But if I find out you're offended by my joke and I didn't intend to offend you, I'm going to apologize. But I'm not going around trying to just like say things to be offensive. But I've said some things that were offensive to people unintentionally. I just don't think that he's the person who should necessarily be aware of that or more responsible.
Nah,
I'm not even saying he should have been more responsible.
And I'm not saying y'all are,
he should have been more aware that that was a touchy joke and just women in hair. That's a touchy joke, bro.
Yes,
That is
And,
true.
and that's,
That is
and
true.
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, for
That's,
sure.
In general, that's
Yes,
a touchy
yes,
joke.
yes,
When you make a
yes,
documentary and
yes.
you talk about hair,
But
right?
I thought you
and
said he
then
shouldn't have made the joke. I think he should be aware, but not.
If you're aware that that joke is tasteless, you might refrain from making it. Correct? And that's what I'm saying is
maybe
it depends on the.
Maybe.
But see, this is the thing. It might
Maybe.
depend on the comedian, right?
Right.
On the same
Maybe.
breath.
'Cause Chris Rock's pretty offensive.
Chris Rock can be out there,
Yeah.
he does have a certain level of class.
Yeah, and that's why I don't think he. That's why.
That's why I'm saying like, he made the joke, and yes, it was insensitive. He didn't know she had alopecia,
Right.
all right, and he apologized afterwards.
Right.
All
See,
right?
I didn't even
All
know
of
that. I didn't even
all
know
of
that
is-
happened.
All of that is good.
I didn't even know that happened.
I'm just saying, I feel like he should have been a little more aware of a joke about a woman's hair being tasteless.
Okay, I can agree.
That's all I was saying.
This is another thing I want to know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he should have known. He should have been aware.
Yeah.
Because
As a comedian, you have freedom of speech, and nothing is off limits.
And we understand,
wanna-
and we still understand that he's the victim in the situation as far as how everything played out.
Bro.
I want to know, was he reading off of a teleprompter or scripted?
I would like to know that.
Because that's going to matter too, because even though he's a pro and we expect that he's able to navigate those what are they called?
That is interesting. I mean,
You can navigate, but sometimes when you're in the zone and you got like a
You
script,
freestyle it, improv.
you can freestyle that stuff, but I don't know what his level of technique is. And someone also made a comment that he's made himself, that he's good with words. He didn't know how to operate outside of that. So
I think
comments. It's kind of like a condition of somebody who's.
I've heard the rumor that he had autism. I've heard the rumor that he had autism, but I don't know if that's true. So I can't say that he does.
People are dyslexic, maybe see words and they're all mixed together. Some people, for me, if you were to say something to me that you're reading off a piece of paper, I can't understand what the fuck you just told me. I have to look at them words and understand it.
And then a point to what you were saying, where it's you were saying Jada and Demi have the same kind of figure makeup or whatever. All right, but initially when you look at Jada and you look at Demi as G.I. Jane, you see they're both bald. That's the initial, right? Nobody else was talking about, oh, they're the same height there. Or the fact that you could say that G.I. Jane was an alpha male in that movie, and Jada could be considered an alpha male with how she operates and how she moves. There's a lot of different ways the joke could have been taken, but on initial look, visual, off the riff.
Yeah, we already know. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And even deeper than that, Zoda Roaster from the town, he said that, I didn't even think about this. He said back in the day, he was talking to a female. The female was getting on Will. She didn't like how he reacted, and she was
A lot of people don't. Yeah.
Dude, Zoda Roaster, he was on Will's side.
Really?
He said,
comedian?
No, he's not a comedian. He's an OG.
Okay.
He was like, back in the day, he said that was a derogatory term. He said, you call a woman a G.I. Jane because she's exhibiting male behaviors and she's
not coming off feminine.
Right. We grew up with G.I.
hard leg female.
Yeah, I never knew that.
A hard leg female.
G.I. Jane, like Jane Doe saying.
Yeah.
We didn't know that it was a derogatory term used in the 60s, and during that time period, it was actually used against women.
I've been educated. I never knew that. Because
there's a lot of different ways it could have been taken. There's a lot of layers. For sure. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about it. That's as a notion. That's what we're here discussing.
Yeah. And
who knows?
We gotta play. Who really believes I believe what I said?
I mean, the crazy thing is, you never know with Poe. Anyways, but there's a lot of different ways it could have been taken. There's a lot of different layers to it and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? On the surface layer, we seen a bad joke. We seen somebody react and carry it the wrong way. And
we didn't get full context.
And at the end of the day, everybody who was involved was wrong. Although when it was said and done, Chris Rock was a victim because he was assaulted behind it. You know what I'm saying? regardless of what happens, I don't think anything should escalate to that level unless you feel that you are being physically threatened.
Do you feel like it's bullshit with people coming out like Wanda Sykes saying, "Well, I think it's bullshit. I'm just seeing if you agree or not." Where she comes out thinking that she and other people need to apologize because they were traumatized by the situation. To me, that seems narcissistic.
Hold on.
Yeah,
They need an apology.
yeah. They need an apology too, and they're traumatized by it as well.
I think that's a lot of BS. I think that's a lot of BS in a call for attention, just based on the fact that we see people get shot, slapped, beat up in movies and TV and stuff all day, every day.
See, I had a conversation.
I just feel like it took the attention away from Chris Rock as far as in people showing empathy and being sympathetic about and saying how he handled it well. But it's like
being traumatized and saying I am so traumatized that on social media is received differently. Like if you're having a private conversation with someone and you say, but that's a trigger word for us used from that group of people. You gotta remember Wanda Sykes is part of that group as well. She is a black woman, but she's part of that group of people who use that trigger word traumatized.
Yeah.
And when we hear traumatized from women, especially a certain group of women, we immediately know the police are coming.
Yeah.
So you're traumatized, the police are involved because you use that as a trigger word to say how bad and extreme the situation is, even though it's light.
Right.
But I can also understand that there are people who have never experienced
that. Yeah.
Don't live in a world where violence is even used, and any level of violence is looked at like in a different way.
Yeah.
And the violence was used in that environment, so I can understand how the people.
And if you're able to identify that you're traumatized, then that's a good thing because you can get therapy for that.
100%. I think traumatized is a strong word.
Very strong word.
Being thrown off
for us.
You know what I'm saying? The energy being off.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that happening, you being in shock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because traumatizing is what happened downtown.
Yeah, let's get on
segue.
that. Let's get on that. Yeah, no. That's a perfect segue.
Hey,
because
man, I'm here. What do you want?
Because I feel like
I got to put in extra hours.
Yeah, and I'm gonna drop it late.
But you know what? That's the best. Because everybody there, everybody involved, people that are related to people. For those that's listening, and I'm pretty sure because it's national news. There was a mass shooting in Sacramento. Downtown, 18 people total and 6 people were killed. That's real trauma for everybody involved. I mean, I think the thing that kind of hurts my heart, and I already know y'all got a lot to say about it, is like when I see things crazy that happen in the world, and this is trauma. This could be maybe some traumatizing things for me. I'm used to the newspaper and then the news and then somebody being on the scene with the caution tape. But seeing people trying to get resuscitated, I mean, what point do
they got videos out?
Yeah, like what point do you put the fucking phone down, bro?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I seen a video where it was like the fight jump off, somebody swing, somebody fall, somebody get up, a little bit of a scuffle, and then the shooting starts. And what threw me off is that there were people that were running and laughing.
Yeah, because this generation, bro, it's a game to them.
And I'm just
a game.
And I'm like, what's so funny? Because at the end of the day, these are people that are running because of gunshots from here. You're running for your life.
They've never been in it, and they've been watching this bullshit on social media.
I don't like. There were people like there were smiles and people laughing and stuff as they were running, and it blew my mind because I was like, bro, every situation that I have ever been around, where there was gunshots, there weren't smiles.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Before, during, nor after. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like I had a conversation with my sister, and I was like, it's crazy because I said people who are really in the streets, grew up from the streets and all that stuff, they don't glorify any of that.
Nope.
They don't. None of that is fun or like. Because I remember being woke up by gunshots. I remember having to hear gunshots and drop to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, a little pea shooter out of him and shot at nigga, and them little 22 little pea shooters don't sound like nothing, but that shit ain't nothing. You just
bro. First of all, nigga, those are extremely dangerous because with it being 22, it can enter your body. Not even just that, but it won't exit, so it can ricochet around in your body and hit some vital parts. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's like like being aware of these things, being around these things, and growing up in that type of stuff, you don't think any of it is cool or funny or
No.
dope. It's something you want to get away from, and you don't want to have to experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to see people in that type of situation and the smiling and the laughing, I'm like, y'all have the wrong mindset. I hope everybody, all of them made it
When
home
that
safely.
adrenaline come
Like,
down, let's see how funny it
like,
is.
Man,
Well,
it's crazy to think about how many people like got touched when the situation happened. Like,
Right.
So
18?
what bar was this?
I have no idea.
I got a screenshot. I don't know how real it is,
It's
so
right
I'm
there
gonna
on
wait.
9th and K.
I know it was on
'Cause
K Street.
there was a concert last night.
Oh,
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't the Tyler the Creator concert last night? Kylie Uchi, Tyler the Creator, and all of them, right? And then there was a couple different events going on downtown. Isn't Tiger on K Street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then there's that. Tiger's one of the hottest clubs right now in Sacramento.
Tiger usually got the kind of crowd that's like
It's a pretty nice establishment. I've been there.
It's a cooler crowd. Sometimes you get a little bit of mix, and you never know what could happen because it's right next to like London and right up the street from where the shots happen. So it can mix in.
Beforehand, as spots get hot and get popular, they draw in more
Yep.
people.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is like, on the same breath, it ain't like everybody that was there was like hardcore gangsters. That's the thing. A lot of people who ain't really about that life are carrying.
I've seen a post where they showed the victims, but I don't know if that's
You know
really
what I'm
the
saying?
victims.
Like you gotta think about it. Like a lot of people who are carrying and be out aren't about that, so they are quick to shoot before they fight or do anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like, so
You
a lot
really-
of craziness, man.
It's
It's saddening.
it's a turn off for me to want to go anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
Bro,
It's definitely a turn off.
that is, so I read about that this morning, and like, people tapping in to make sure I'm good and everything out of state and whatnot. I'm like, I'm good. And I had plans to go to an event, this morning. I was just like, yeah, I don't feel like going out.
Yeah.
I just don't. I'm cool. I'd rather not. And it's like, I appreciate everybody that checked in with me, but on the same breath, I was like, I be in the house.
Yeah.
I'm old. I don't be outside.
I don't
okay?
really either, unless I'm in the backyard.
I about to say, I be in the
working on
backyard
shit.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But like, I don't be out like that just based on the fact that I don't care to.
I don't go to clubs.
I don't like people. Like, keep it a buck. I don't like people. So big crowds, large engagements, and things like that. I'm not really big on that at all. You know what I'm saying? And then like, you got to think about the fact that the pandemic, and while it seems like we're on the back end, they're talking about new strands. Different countries have been shut down and whatnot. So we still have to be on alert for things like that. And they lifted the mask mandate, so nobody's really wearing masks like they're supposed to. So I don't want to be outside because I'm not really fond of people. And then there's no mask mandate, and people are dirty. You know what I'm saying? And they don't know anything about personal space. And then there's the ignorant people outside.
Yeah,
Plus, gas is like
prejudiced.
$6. I'm
prejudiced
driving
to
anywhere.
All the people that look like they could be part of any trouble. If you're there, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Ain't got nothing to do with being scared. None of that old.
And nobody want to
care.
hear.
I mean,
just
yeah,
wanna
if I'm
have a
in the
good
club
time.
and Brug got on a trench coat, like, obviously he's not there to dance.
I'm going to where I'm going to the old school, older crowd, 2-step clubs, and I like.
And that's where you're gonna get cut. All right, youngster.
No. It's all good. They
It's a
buying,
shaver.
They buying ladies drinks and all that. Everybody's happy. Everyone's 2-step unless you step
Right.
on somebody.
You watch the Gators.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You step on the Gators, and the Gators don't slip.
They bite.
They
Yeah,
don't
it's
slip.
real.
They
Out
don't-
now.
They
Yep.
don't slip. So you
Well, Robert Earl beat your ass because you was over there. Because you was over there talking to Mary May. Now you got another reason to be traumatized. Looking over your glasses, yes, exactly. I'll knock all this shit over.
Mary.
Yeah, but I mean, on the real side to it though, it's unfortunate because the thing is Sacramento has already gotten a reputation or started to build a reputation just based off of the rap beefs and shit that they got going on.
What, for
out
ignorance?
here. Yeah. It's a reputation of people like people are dying, like up and coming artists are dying because they're involved in that shit, and they're fucking kids. That the kid. Those are the main people dying,
But
and then they go back
and I know
and then
some
they
of these
rap
kids.
about it, shit, re-perpetuate and everything, and then. The other thing, too, is you said it was a concert last night, right? The crazy thing about that is Sacramento also has been getting a reputation of people acting up when they get here. Kanye, Cat Williams, and then now concerts are getting here. I remember when Nip performed out here after one of his performances, people was acting stupid and shooting and shit like that. So it's like getting all of these negative reputations when every time Sacramento's on the news or on national news,
but that's what they wanted.
It's bullshit.
That's what they wanted.
Jose.
The residents, the originals of here wanted this bullshit because that's what they've been trying to push and been trying to find an identity for the longest, for the last 15 years. They've been looking for an identity.
Why don't these niggas pick up a paintbrush or something? You know we got a dope creative scene?
Bro,
that's the crazy part. That never gets talked about.
You know how many people I know who have a mural on a building downtown? You know how many murals are downtown?
Tons
that's ridiculous. I don't go to many cities where that's happening. I love seeing that.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
It's all over.
But the bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, there's actually, I'm not even going to say the podcast name, but there's a podcast that's dedicated to the gang activity and what happens in detail.
Oh, my man.
You know what I'm saying?
Your man, that might be your man's number 5.
Yeah. Yeah, might be. And the thing is it's just like, really? Like, that.
There's actually...
He doing numbers too, I bet.
No, he
does numbers. We'll talk about it off mic. But
no, I'm just
I got an opinion about him.
Perpetuating negativity.
Yes.
And
yes.
BS.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing. That's what drives numbers. That's what people tune into. That's it's crazy how that works.
Yeah.
If we're
it is crazy how that
two different
works.
people, but I got an opinion about that dude. Yeah.
Got a recipe for you.
A word?
Recipe of the day by Jelani Evans. Go for it.
Oh no, not for these people. Okay. I mean off mic.
So we got a rep. But yeah, that was definitely depressing. I mean, even I was getting text messages, from my brother, like, "Hey man, y'all good out there?" And I really do.
What's the point?
Yeah,
that's like. Honestly, that's really what I think, because it's like when you go out, you go out to enjoy yourself and have fun, right?
Yeah.
If you're going out to enjoy yourself and have fun, right, you don't go out with tools.
Preach.
Right. And weapons of violence, correct?
Right.
So I feel like if you're out with those things, you're out looking for it. You bring about that type of energy. Yeah. And to be honest, when I used to operate like that, I used to see more situations and energy like that because you are emitting that, right?
You can see it, you can sense it,
and it's like it's like also when you go out with it on you, it's like you're looking for it. Not even just emitting that type of energy, it's like you're looking for it. So somebody look at you the wrong way and I air this whole thing out. You know, and it's just like, what's the point of having that mindset and being out like that? What is it you're looking to do? Because the only way you can establish a name is if you take somebody out or somebody takes you out, right? And in the midst of establishing a name, you also lose that name, because if somebody takes you out, now that name is on a shirt, right? If you take somebody else out, if you take somebody else out, then you end up in jail and now you're not a name, you're a number. Boom. So what is the point? What is it you're actually looking to do? Because at this point, all you're doing is perpetuating violence, creating pain and hurt for yourself, ultimately, your family, and the others that you hurt in their families.
You gotta fucking lay low for the rest of your fucking life so they figure you out.
It's like you're putting out this type of energy, and ain't this where you from? I thought this was your city. Like, why would you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? None of it makes sense. It doesn't add up in any way, shape, form. It's stupid. I said ignorance because I feel like they don't know any better. But at a certain point, it becomes stupidity because they don't want to learn or do better.
And my thing is, I don't understand how you could run around saying this is your city. Whoever does these acts, I don't know how you could run around and say this is your city, or this is your area, and you killing it. You know what I'm saying? You're literally murdering something from your soil. You know what I mean? You can't.
But bro, you can't. I was thinking about this the other day, bro. You can't. Trying to find the words. How do you not want to enjoy life? Like,
no, 100%.
Like, what you literally? I go in the garden or I go to the store and I just be sitting there imagining, like, damn. If I was on one or I had issues, and nigga, I gotta keep looking at my show. You gotta worry about where you going.
Bruh.
You gotta worry.
Man.
Niggas riding around in tents. Everybody want to ride around in tents.
Bro, check this out.
It's like crazy, bro.
So, and this is like, it was like I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out because I might make a couple moves and I hit the block and I ain't with the homies a little bit, but I have, some
Mm-hmm.
legit things going on. And one of them hopped in the car to ride around with me one day. And, this is a long time ago because we pulled up to McDonald's. So we pulled up to McDonald's, but we didn't go into the drive-thru. Like, I just pulled up to the parking lot and hop out and go get something to eat. He's like, oh, no, we can't do this. We can't just sit here like this. I'm like, why? What's going on? He's like, bro, I got fun. I got beef out here. We can't just like pull up and sit in a parking lot or something. Like we gotta get up out of here. And I'm like, what? And right there, I was like, yeah, I can't be in the midst. I can't even associate or socialize with
Right.
those types because, bro, you're in your own city. You can't comfortably park your car and go get something to eat.
Bruh. Like, you really can't. Like,
The fact that you are on high alert like that, you're involved in that type of funk to that level and that extent,
yeah.
that's crazy to me. Like, no peace.
And you
I
know,
understand.
and you say it's crazy to you, bro. And I'll tie it all in like this. Everything that we're talking about, everything that we basically are disagreeing with how people are conducting themselves and how and what's happening to people, senseless violence, people losing their lives, families hurt, right? We talk about how corny what Will Smith did. No, this is real corny shit. That's the real corny. The shit that happened yesterday, people lost their lives over corny shit. And
Because
I think
it's
the
not
point
all
is,
necessary.
None
that
of it was.
we need to, as groups of people, however many of us it is, we need to start making it known that this type of shit is corny. Corny shit used to be things when we was growing up, certain things you would do or wear or whatever. But no, this is real. This is adult, real corny shit
Like,
right
I don't
here.
even know how the altercation started or what it was over,
Mhm.
but just imagine that the altercation was of something as so stupid as where they were from.
Right.
Turfs,
Yep.
right? And I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Mhm.
The thing about these turfs that they're from, none of them own land there.
None of them.
None of them are homeowners. None of them, you see what I'm saying? And so these turfs that you're fighting over, these hoods, these places that you say you're from that you're fighting over, you don't even own anything there.
Right.
Because if you did, you wouldn't be operating like that because you'd be driving down the value.
Yep. And ain't nothing cornier than that.
Bro, I know a female who was
Makes no
inside
sense,
the bar. She was actually leaving the bar when the shooting happened. She was with some friends. They were out in front. Another lady, while I was walking in the tobacco store, she walks in. She's on the phone. She's saying that she was with some people. They were drinking. It was a dude that she was with, had a gun. He kept pulling it out, playing, trying to show it off and shit. She didn't feel comfortable. They were going scootering, I guess. She decided not to go with him. One of the females that they was with, she said she saw her on the news, laid out. Yeah.
Corny shit. Corny shit.
Extremely. It's
That's gonna be my thing for the rest of
don't
the year
make
and
any
from
sense,
here on
bro.
out, bro. That's all corny.
senseless.
18 people?
It's
18 people.
senseless. Were hit.
18 people were hit, 6 passed.
May they rest in peace and condolences. And
Yeah,
condolences
condolences to the
to all
family.
prayers to
Straight
their
up.
families, man.
And just know we don't endorse corny shit like that. That's corny as fuck. Straight up.
That's crazy.
Straight up. Straight up.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's
But yeah, I mean,
depressing.
so we a work in progress.
That's depressing, bro.
It is. It's very. But we got a lot of shit we gotta work on.
On the eve, never mind.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
Because we
18.
Mm-hmm.
18 people injured. Yeah.
Yeah.
6 dead.
Yeah. That number. Them numbers right there, right?
I heard there was like 5 mass shootings across the nation last night.
Mm-hmm.
Texas, 2 in New Orleans, and I think there was one more place, if I'm not mistaken. The violence makes no sense. I don't even know. I don't know. Like, speechless.
Yeah. Understood. Anyways, man, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get up out of here. Let people think on that. figure out what they want to do differently, figure out how they can contribute to their communities, and start having some code of conduct and really pointing out the corny shit and not accepting it. But until then, we gonna get up out of here. It's your boy Dizzy D, Spill here with my co-host
Farmer Poe,
Jelani Evan, man.
and you've been
Peace
tuning
and
in.
blessings.
Yes, you've been tuning into another episode of The Notion. Until next time, peace.